Shalom, Israel. Just giving a little bit of brotherly advice based on my experience in this faith. Time that I've been in this truth, I've seen a lot of people go off, and for one reason or another. Sometimes people have reasons that sound good, but bottom line is this faith is the faith. This is the truth, one way or the other. If you're not practicing some form of this faith, then you're not in the truth. You're not accurately doing it. If you're not going out there to camp, there's only so much you can really say you're in the truth and following the Spirit. So, what I wanted to go into is, or discuss with y'all, is the faith itself. Because one thing I've noticed is we have so many disgruntled ex-Israelites. And we always say, well, listen, if you were Israelite, you were Israelite. There's no way you can change that, which is true. It's a lot. But bottom line is, you have a lot of people that no longer identify themselves. Like, people leave us and get ashamed of us. And although shame on them for completely leaving the faith, shame on a lot of us for leaving so many people with, as Esau says, a bad taste in their mouth towards this walk. Shame on us for that. We got to do better as Israelites. If this is the faith of the Most High, we have to stop the infighting. We have to stop forcing people to do things against their will. We have to stop all that shit, man. We have to definitely stop all that shit. Yeah, basically, all of that, all of the stuff being so quick to condemn people. Adding rules to things. Everybody's not a video maker, so you can't sit here and say if you don't make videos, you're not in the truth. Like, some people are, content with reading for brothers, or, if a brother isn't a prophet, he's not fit to go to camp at all. No, nigga, you could go to camp, and you're not a prophet. Okay, allergies. You could hold posts, you could read. All that bullshit about, those of you that's not prophets, shouldn't be out at camp. Like, all that extra bullshit. No. Everybody's not a prophet. Everybody's not. You got men that's thorough that could just hold posts. You got too many restrictions that are not scriptural. You got too many things that you want men to do. You know what I'm saying? Just because you want it to look a certain way. We can't go about making up our own rules in life. We got to stick with what's there and not read too much into it. You think everybody read the Bible? No, a lot of people receive the law from the Levitical priesthood. You have to handle this faith understanding that you're playing with a power that can make the most horrific things happen to you if he doesn't like the way you handle his truth. Look at all the deaths that have happened in history. God, the Most High, is behind all of them. You want to play with a power that does that? I mean, hey, be my guest, but it ain't going to end well for you. You know, if a lot of brothers was really in this faith, they would be with fear and trembling in this truth, man. Don't get it twisted. I might, you might see me in Instagram and all that, hanging out and all that bullshit. Trust and believe, I'm in fear. I'm in fear that what I do for the faith, you know what I'm saying? I hope and pray that it's good enough to not fall on the Most High's bad side, or to get on his good side if I was on his bad side. Trust and believe, man. There's fear and trembling here. You know, a lot of you dudes don't know that. A lot of y'all come into this thing, and as long as your camp leader's okay, as long as your camp leader's happy, you're happy. Which also means what a lot of you are going to do is resort to man-pleasing to make you feel that you're going to be saved. It's not about what you feel is good enough to be saved. It's about what the Most High feels. Scriptures say, give all diligence to ensure, to make your election more sure. A lot of y'all are not giving all diligence because you give your diligence to men. A lot of y'all give your diligence to men. You don't give your diligence to the Lord. You're not, you want your camp to grow. Fuck growing the camp. I would love to have a camp with 3,000 men. Lord willing, we could put those 3,000 men to work, and we could do some great works in this faith. But if I have 10 men that are all sincere, that's even better. That are all, those 10 men, I know for a fact they're sincere and really, really in it to win it. And that's better yet. But I won't shun away from getting this truth out to more people. But rather than heap men to do the works under me, I would rather just listen, teach the word. You don't have to be under the banner of men of valor. If we taught you, you know what I'm saying, then unless you have some type of beef with us, the general MO of Israel is, you join the church that originally teaches you, unless there's some type of issue. You know what I mean? But honestly, if that doesn't happen, if you want to go with another school or camp, it's not about heaping followers unto me. As long as you serving the Lord, I don't give a flying fuck what you do. That's what we have to get in our minds. But anyway, the main point that I wanted to go over is disgruntled Israelites. And I'm not going to entirely bash the disgruntled Israelites. Like I said, there's no excuse for leaving the faith at the end of the day. The bottom line is, the truth is the truth. What men do with the truth is a whole nother story. How men live in the truth is a whole nother story. The truth itself, the bottom line is, this is the right walk. Did you think that there was not going to be Satan, that there was not going to be adversaries, that there was not going to be men that are wicked in the truth of God? If there's corrupt men in society, in the world, in the presidency and government, did you not think that there were going to be Israelites that were going to be just as cruel, just as heartless, just as wicked? Does that mean you leave the faith? Because, hey, Satan is here too. Satan is even stronger in the truth. Because men have yet to conquer themselves. Men have yet to be able to look within themselves and say, you know what? I'm really not the great person I think I am. I need to fix myself. A lot of men really look at other men and say, yo, no, these men this, these men that, this man did this. But don't look at themselves and say, yo, I'm a fucked up person, or I've done some fucked up shit. You know, we have to look within ourselves for the blame as to why our lives ain't going well. Don't look outside. Don't look to other men and say, you failed to do that. No, nigga, you failed. Adversity was going to come. You failed to remain faithful to the Lord because of what men did. Bottom line, plain and simple. That's it. You failed. It's not other men failed. It's not other men's problem. You know? Because I'm tired of hearing all these disgruntled ass Israelites. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I would have been a disgruntled Israelite if it weren't for a brother who's not even alive anymore. I remember when I left HYK, I had a brother named Shamwa'ala, Most High rest his soul. Shamwa'ala, nobody really knows him. He's not like a big name in Israel by any means. If you look up old HYK footage, he may be there. He was faithful. He used to show up, we used to do the Sabbath services. He would take his family home for the most part and then come back to camp. Sometimes he wasn't able to make it to camp. But, the man nonetheless, he was a very powerful servant of the Lord. He told me some words that kept me in the faith. You wouldn't have heard of no Elder Yeshaya, nothing. At least not when speaking about me. You would have heard none of that if it weren't for this brother giving me the words of wisdom, saying that, no matter what, don't leave the faith. The truth is the truth. And what men, you have wicked men out here. You have men that do foul things. Don't let that interfere with your mission. He didn't say it in those words. He didn't say exactly those words. But he pretty much said that. In so many words. And because of that, I didn't leave back in 2001 when I left the original church I was with. I wasn't happy there. It just wasn't, at that time, I was more of a fan of harsh teaching. Like what I'd seen in Israel over the years before I came into faith. And I'm doing something very important on my other phone. Don't think that I'm not giving the truth 100% attention. And that's another thing. That creates disgruntled Israelites too. You see me on my phone possibly doing something. I actually, the fact that I have to actually explain that, even though what I'm saying is still what I'm saying, is another thing that bothers me about the faith. Why do you always make us have to explain ourselves? Why do men always make men have to explain themselves? Nobody wants to be around motherfuckers that they constantly have to appease them. I gotta explain my ways to you. I gotta explain to a motherfucker why I was late to camp. By the way, I was at camp this Saturday for you guys that are watching. I was just kind of having conversations on the side with brothers to, more like encourage or to, just kind of correcting certain things and stuff. Because that's what a real leader and elder does. I sacrifice being behind the out behind the camera or in front of the camera to talk to brothers and come up with strategies and things to push this word in a more effective manner. That's a real elder, not a motherfucker that's gonna see you make a mistake and fucking curse you out like a dog. You know what I mean? But yeah, if it wasn't for this brother Shamwa Allah back in like 2001, maybe 2002, you would have never heard of me because I would have left the faith back then. You would have seen me for my 30 seconds of fame in the Fear in Your Mouth video that the brother Yahweh Itaza'im put out from the old HYK when I taught for a few seconds and then fucking ball hog Kobe I know took the mic from me when some Edomites happened to be walking by because he wanted to curse out white people. But yeah, that's my message to y'all. Things don't always go the way you want it to. Men can be evil, men can be wicked, and when you come into this faith, you deal with even stronger wickedness. But don't become a disgruntled Israelite and then blame the faith. The faith is the faith. The faith is right. The faith is true. The truth is the truth. What men do with it should not deter anybody that's really focused on the Lord, man. If you're really about this faith, then you're going to look at men, you're going to say, oh yeah, men are wicked, but it's not going to bother you so much. Because you know what? At the end of the day, the bottom line is it's about you and your walk and your faith and your relationship with the Most High. Did you come into this truth for you, for salvation, for the Most High, or did you come into this truth for other men? Because if other men dictate how you treat the truth, then you're fucked up. And you're not really about this truth. And that's all I'm going to say. Shalom.